To do. Tra la 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 la. Of course, I'm trying to also. Oh, of course, I'm trying to also. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Echoiness. What is going on? Is there another audio source that's up? Ah, there we go. All is ready. Sorry, I'm just technologically impaired, a troglodyte, if you will. And so every time I start a stream, there's something that I forgot to do or didn't do and need to fix it. Now let's see. Right now, I'm waiting to see if anyone shows up because we got to test out Discord chat again. I'm trying to pump Discord into OBS and it doesn't always work. So how's everyone doing? Oh, that sounds lovely. What? What? You got arrested? For smuggling what? That's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Stop doing that and you won't be arrested. Well, I'm sure most of you, I'm not talking to all of you, but I'm sure there's someone out there who will hear this and go, oh my goodness, I was just arrested for smuggling. And then their minds will be blown. I think Neil's a genius. He's like psychic. In which case, there's a woman, red hair. She's danger. Danger to you. If you see her, turn around and run. Beware the red-headed woman. Now we'll see if anyone follows my advice. And if you get in trouble with a red-headed woman, that would be interesting. Sorry, I just got to shut down some more things. Bleep bloop. And bleep bloop. And shut that down. And we're good to go. So anyway, today, people, for those of you who are signing in and all excited about what are we going to do today? What are we going to talk about? Is he like, what? Well, we're talking about setting and mood because Cab NaNoWriMo is coming up in July. And so we're going through some of their worksheets, program things. And it's interesting. Sometimes I am guilty, most of the times I'm guilty, of not really thinking about the things they talk about. Like setting that reinforce character. Or setting that enhances mood. Boom shakalaka. That's what we're talking today. And then, of course, we are going to do writing sprints. And maybe some singing as well. Oh, there's the cloudish. And I just kicked the wall right here. Sorry, it was like I was looking at... See, this is weird. It says, users in chat. Neither of you are listed. It's like you're ghosts. Ghosts. Dead to the world. Why? What? Why? I don't understand this, guys. Why does it not list anyone in the chat? It is weird. Anyway, yes, you should be aware of yourself. I just kicked the wall. Though your redheadedness is a facade, a fraud. So it's not really real. So the danger from you is probably not as real either. Like, oh my goodness, she's going to lecture me on something. She's going to open the cage and let out her parakeet or something, and it's going to poop on my shoulder. As for the cloudish, yes, I am also guilty of getting arrested for smuggling. Though it was out in the open, so I wasn't really trying to smuggle my good looks. Anyway, have you guys given any thoughts to your settings? I thought this was an interesting worksheet. Then I pulled it out. Beware the birds. Yes, indeed. Have you guys seen Birdemic? Have you? Have you seen Birdemic? Oh my goodness. I mean, I can't somehow get you guys in this, but I can't, like, I guess if I had enough time, I could quickly put a YouTube window, but I don't care. I don't care enough about the Birdemic to go through all that trouble. Just go to YouTube. Worst movie in the history of cinema. Or so I've been told. I can't even bear to watch the trailer. That's how bad it is. It's like even a 3-minute trailer is like getting kicked in the groin. Monster Hunter. Mila Jovanovic. I'm always worried I'm saying her name wrong. I like her. I like her as an actress. I think she picks not even bad movies, but I don't know. She has a tendency to pick interesting movies that turn out really bad. And I've not seen the movie Donkey, so I have no idea what that's all about. Is it about a donkey? Wouldn't it be ironic if it was a movie called Donkey, but it was about a cat? Then I've actually done musical theater with a donkey. Now, donkey. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. I just kicked the wall. She's like, she knows what I'm talking about. Let's see. There, now you guys are listed in the stream. That's weird. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Well, so I don't get too carried away chatting with you guys because I enjoy that so much. I should talk about setting. Are you ready? Are your listening ears on? Because if they're not, shame on you. Oh, and I'm trying to get a hold of, there's a young lady came into the library today and she wanted to join the writers group. And so I gave her an invite to the Discord. I gave her a link to the stream. We'll see if she shows up. I'm in the voice channel in Discord right now. I am not sure if, well, she's not there right now. We'll see. Just in case someone, if she does show up, if you guys see someone pop in that's named Kira, then let me know, because I'm notoriously unobservant. Setting is where and when your novel takes place. Of course, many novels have more than one setting, ranging from the general to the specific. What's great about setting is you use it to mirror or reinforce your characters. Yes. But I rarely think about it. I'm just thinking, oh, he's going to the grocery store to buy something, and so it needs to be a grocery store. I don't really think much about that. However, I'm going to just read a little thing that they wrote about Jasmine. Jasmine is a young girl having a hard time. She felt sad and lonely. Her older sister had just left for college and she missed her every day. That's the setup. That's the character that we're talking about. So, pinky's up. So you gotta keep your pinky up when you drink. Here is what she's writing this, like the scene is written in a way to convey that information. Jasmine used to think her bedroom was small. But ever since her sister left for college, it felt too big, like she could get lost inside it. She bounced on the bottom bunk, then climbed the ladder and stretched out on the top. No one told her to move. I would have told her to move. She rolled to her side and looked around. "You're in my room now," she said to nobody in particular, and the sound echoed around the walls. Her sister had taken the poster of her favorite band with her, and the space where it hung looked sad and blank. Everything looked sad and blank. Her sister's dresser was swept clean. No necklaces or curling irons or teddy bears cluttered the wood. The closet was half empty. "Good," said Jasmine. "I'm glad to have my own room. It's about time." She pulled the blanket up to her chin. It still smelled like her sister's vanilla perfume. She curled up in her bed, into a ball, and tried to fall asleep. But the room was too quiet, and it took a long time. Anyway. What, 3.5 hours in case I didn't point that out? I have no idea what you're talking about. Is the movie The Donkey that's 3.5 hours long? Now I'm intrigued. I'm going to have to look. Movie Donkey. Movie called Donkey. There's Donkey Punch. Donkey. About a mobster kidnapping, or a guy kidnapping a mobster's daughter. Is that it? Oh, 3.5 hour black and white movie. Don't get me wrong, black and white movies can be lovely, but 3.5 hours, no speaking, walking this donkey back and forth across the border. Nothing crazy happens. Just dodged a couple police. I remember when I was in film school, I can't remember the name of the film that he talked about, but he talked about a experimental film which was shot, which was literally just a camera slowly moving in on a glass of water on a table. And I'm not sure if it was 3.5 hours long, but it was long. So the camera just moved like a millimeter every minute or something. I don't know. It was a long time. And it sounds like I would have wanted to, put a fork in my eye. Thankfully, I didn't have to watch it. So yay, happy days. So anyway, yes. I am not going to watch The Donkey, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So that's the setting. A girl who's lonely and misses her sister after she moves to university. The setting, half-empty bedroom, conveys all that information. So, setting, a shy teenager who's starting to come out of their shell. Boom. What kind of setting? This is like exercises, just making you think. I will try and come up with answers if you guys take your sweet time doing it. A shy teenager who's starting to come out of their shell. Okay, that's just messed up, man. Why would a filmmaker do that? I mean, the fact that you're talking about it right now means like the filmmaker, there's like, hey guys, I got some money from the government for like some artsy movie. I just filmed a donkey walking across a imaginary border for 3.5 hours. And I got $100,000 for it. I shot on a weekend. Cost me $500. I just borrowed my friend's donkey. Paid him in beer to walk back and forth for the couple days. It was awesome. Then I went to Tahiti. Scarred you for life? Man, there must be something going on with this donkey movie if it scarred you for life. However, the setting, because you keep on distracting me, man. Stop it. Stop distracting me. The setting, isolation, out in the middle of nowhere, walking back and forth. I guess the setting of the the emotion, like the mood or the character, I suppose. That's one thing we're talking about is what does the setting say about the character? Does he like to be alone? He's out in the middle of nowhere going back. Is he indecisive? You watched this movie 20 years ago. Do you remember any of it? Do you remember if yes, he was wandering in the desert, but also wandering in life. He didn't know what he was going to do. And this sort of represented his uncertainty in life. Or barren. Maybe he's barren. He couldn't have children. Well, what doesn't it say about the character? Well, it probably doesn't say he's a whole lot of fun. It's like, what's awesome? What's a great time? Walking back and forth in the desert for 3.5 hours with a donkey and then shooting it. Though he probably didn't shoot it. It was probably some other person, one of those police. Abandoned airbase from World War II. That was where he wandered back and forth. Still picking up the pieces after. I don't know. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, and an abandoned air base is just an abandoned air base. Maybe he just had. That's what he had access to. You know what? What would make I have access to an old abandoned World War II base. We should make a movie about there. And you have a donkey. I have access to the base. You have a donkey. We could buy some beer. Donkey was sent in Italy during World War I. On the plane. The plane. Sorry. I'm intrigued by this donkey movie. So I'm going to have to watch it one of these days when I'm really tired and my kids aren't around to like make fun of me for watching it. So shy teenagers starting to come out of their shell, setting a school dance, awkwardly sitting in the corner, like not knowing what to do, like the wallflower. That would convey, I think that would convey like a shy teenager. They're feeling awkward and out of place. And you like, boom. Oh man, nailed it. Airbase is a setting for your teen. I just have a visual of a kid leaning against an air control tower listening to an iPhone. Is this what Airbus is a setting for your teen? Oh, for the shy teen who's starting to come out of their shell? Keenly an air control tower listening to an iPhone. But what are they listening to? Are they listening to like something very strange that would be like, man, that kid has, or are they experimenting with more popular music? So they're still kind of kooky, like who hangs out in an old airbase, air control tower? Weird people, serial killers. Well, maybe not serial killers, but and a shy person who doesn't interact with people very much. But they're listening to cold, I don't know. I just kicked the wall. You're a teenager. You probably know it's all hip and cool now. I don't. Basically, Barry Manilow is the epitome of music. Music sort of went up, and then it hit Barry Manilow, and it's been going down ever since. Spirit move me every time I'm near you, whirling like a cyclone in my mind. Baby, I want you now. Sorry, that's what my parents raised me on. That was like nighttime music. When it was time for us to go to bed, they'd put on Barry Manilow's greatest hits, and it's turned me into the man I am today. Sums it up. Therapy is not cheap, people. So, sorry, I'm just checking to see. Nope. Kira, you like checked in, but you left. Well, you didn't really leave, but. So, we have the shy teenager. What about this? A superhero who has lost their powers. What would be an interesting setting that would convey that mood, that reinforced character? A superhero that has lost their suit. You remember the old, the original Batman movie with, Adam West, and he's got the big bomb, and he's trying to, like, what am I going to do with this bomb? And he's running around the dock, and he's going to throw it over, and, oh, there's a mother duck with her little ducklings. And he turns around, oh, there's some nuns, and, oh, there's, like, school kids on him. What Barry Manilow worked... Particular song words were, I want to lick your body with my tongue on the loud... What? I will not have you profane Barry Manilow with these lies and innuendos. Please tell me which song that was so I can look it up. Because I'm choosing not to believe you. He could have, I really only listened to the one album, his greatest hits. He probably could have had lots of music that was like, what? Oh, baby, I love you so much. I think that we should cut off your hair and tattoo my name on your back. You were looking into each other dead in the eyes, you and your mom, when that song came. Oh, man. Okay, superhero lost his powers. I would think in the middle. Anyway, back to the Batman thing. Kind of reverse. He's got no powers, and this is the time when everywhere he looks, someone needs his help. Like, oh no, Jimmy's down a well, and Bethany's tied up on the railroad track, and oh, there's a bomb in that building over there, and there's someone being robbed or mugged. and they're helpless. They can't do anything. That's deep. Deep and meaningful. What else do we have? A corrupt politician? A setting? Well, then for me, I think like police station strapped up to a lie detector. Then that setting would basically cause him grief and maybe like it would emphasize his character as a lying politician if the whole scene was about determining the truth. So that's one purpose of scene, which I will have to think about when I'm writing. Instead of just saying, yo, this scene looks kind of cool. I think it'd be cool if it took place in whatever. I should be thinking about the scene should be this because it helps emphasize this character flaw. Or the other option, and I think this shows up in horror movies a lot, is settings that enhance mood, like romance. Oh yeah, like Barry White, enhancing the mood. Darling, I can't get enough of your love, baby. I can't get my voice as deep as Barry Manilow, though. I can do a little bit of Louis Armstrong. Hello, Dolly. It's Louis Dolly. Even that's pretty bad. I'm sorry, I apologize in advance for that. Actually, wait a minute, I can't. It's not in advance. I already did it. I apologize in retrospect for doing what I did. And to the family and estate of Louis Armstrong. Anyway, but this setting for mood, I think we can think about that as like very evident in horror movies. You know, it's nice to pick a place that makes people feel uncomfortable. An empty house, a house at nighttime, an empty school. Well, really, any building that normally is really busy and bustling and just make it empty is disconcerting. A warehouse, a street. So I think that would work well. Maternity ward full of like little babies in life and then stripped away and it's completely empty. I think that's why I like the first couple episodes of the first couple bits, the act of zombie movies, when the main character realizes the world has changed like 28 days later and they're wandering through London and it's empty, or the Walking Dead and he's walking through and everything's kind of empty. That's always gets you a little, something's up. So, excuse me. Something's wrong. A setting to convey romance. I'm going to let you guys share your thoughts on a setting that is good for romance. Because I probably will not be able to name anything very well. Chuck E. Cheese. That conveys romance. See, but that's like my default would be thinking like, you know, it'd be awesome. People get engaged at Disneyland all the time. Disneyland, that's kind of a romantic place. It's not really a romantic place. But in my head, I'm thinking, should have proposed to my wife there. She would not have liked it. But I don't think she would have liked it at all. So, but yeah, I don't know. What would romantic? I mean, I'm trying to think of like there's romance, but there's also just kind of like hot tub. Like that's not romance. That's a candlelit dinner in a nice restaurant. That could be romance, but even that conveys a setting, an attempt at romance, but I'm not sure it conveys romance itself. Comfortable and peaceful. Home, a living room on a beautiful Sunday afternoon and people are just like napping and reading and just resting. I think that works. Neil, yes. Someone says, yes. Neil, you're a genius. Yes, I am. Anyway, so that's just two uses of setting to help either establish who the character is or establish the mood of what you're trying to do. Horror movie, very important. Or maybe, your character is, I don't know, lonely. And so those kind of similar things like you'd find in a horror movie, buildings that are normally full of people, but now they're empty, could also convey, if in a less creepy vibe, someone who's lonely. Ghosts are lonely. Maybe horror movies are really just ghosts and demons crying out for help. Just tossing it out there. Okay. Let's see. I just want to see, because we are going to continue writing for half an hour in a few minutes. I worked on this week, just filling in some more worksheets from the Ultimate Story Structure Worksheet, Scribe Meets World. So I did that. I think I kind of got to the midpoint. And as good old Quentin Tarantino said, he doesn't like to plan past the midpoint right away, just up to the midpoint, and then he starts writing, and then when he gets close to the midpoint, then he kind of knows what's going to happen in the second half. And he seems to know what he's doing. I think he's gotten a few accolades. So who am I to question Quentin Tarantino, even though I don't really like his movies that much? I know. So I'm just getting out my cue cards. Index cards, not cue cards. Sorry. Just laying them out here so I can see what I got. And then I have all these blank ones that I got to figure out. Not too keen on that because I don't know what I'm doing. What? Wait a minute. That can't be right. That can't be right. I'm confused. 1, 2. I think I messed up. Boom, boom, there. Maybe that's it. Sorry, I just had my little card that said Act 1 break. But I had it after like 8 scenes. It's like, what? Assuming each scene is like 2 pages, that only gets me to like 16 pages, and then instead of 25, what? But I fixed it. Don't you worry your head about it. It's all fixed. Okay. And there we have Commander Root, who's joining us again. For those of you who don't know, Commander Root is just a bot. Not a kill bot, not a murder bot, not a love bot, just a bot. To watch us, to watch over us. Just a rhinestone cowboy. Sorry, now I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna like look this up here. Weirdest Barry Manilow lyrics. No, they're giving me the lyrics to A Very Strange Melody, which is a song. Have a barrel of fun, stiff. Okay, that's very strange. A Very Strange Melody by Barry Manilow. It just sounds like it's a whole bunch of jingles from commercials put together. You got Manilow and Barry White mixed up because they're so similar. Oh my goodness, man. Hang your head in shame if you got them mixed up. Because I can understand Barry White saying something about, I want to lick your body with my tongue, as opposed to, what else would he lick the body with? It's very strange. Like, there's really, by definition, licking can only be done with one thing. You don't say, I want to lick ice cream with my hand. No. I want to, lick this lollipop with my hair. No. Tongue, only thing. So, it's weird. It's like I want to feel your body with my hands. Yeah, you kind of have to. Okay, I'm getting too worked up over this Barry Manilow, Barry White confusion. They have the first same name, man, and that's about all that is the same about them. But they're both wonderful in their own way. So, anyway, begin writing for the next half an hour. Focus on your story, your plot. But if you think, ooh, I want to convey this, think about the setting. And do you need to have it where you were like, ooh, they were going to have a talk in the cafeteria? Does it have to be the cafeteria? Maybe, it could be under the bleachers. It could be on the roof of the school. Why am I going with school-related locations? I don't really have that in my story. What was the setting again of mine? To Twilight? Hey, man, don't knock Twilight, even if the movies were really questionable. Especially that CGI baby in the last movie. That was enough to like, I can't watch this anymore. I will lie waiting for you. I would die every day waiting for you for 1,000 years. And I love you for 1,000 more. What? You never got it through? Yeah, no. I get it. I understand. I do hope they remake it. Because the books aren't like horrible. The books were like, I mean, they're not great literature, but they're better than anything I've wrote, so I'm not going to badmouth her. And frankly, they're enjoyable. They're like popcorn fiction, and granted, the relationship between the two of them is kind of weird and stalker-ishness. I mean, he watches her sleep in her room. In what world is that okay in a relationship? Unless women do actually find that like, oh, that's so sweet. He broke into my room and watched me as I slept. Do you want to chime in on this? I just kicked the window, or no, I just kicked the door. If the boy of your dreams, you woke up in the morning and he's standing there at the end of your bed looking at you and like, I just love you so much. I had to climb up into your room and just sit here and watch you sleep all night. Would you go, oh, that's so sweet. I love you even more now. Or would you go, yes, that's really sweet, 911. Yes, oh, I love that you did that. Please send someone. Oh, dear. No. You don't have to go anywhere. It's really nice of you. Please hurry up. Just saying. Okay, anyway, sorry. I'm getting distracted because you guys keep talking about cool and interesting things. Hey, Matthew03 is in. Welcome, Matthew03. Whatever. Matthew D03. Okay, it could be your name is Matthew, your last name starts with a D, and you are the third child. Middle child, maybe, and you're like, you've got issues, man. As a middle child, I understand that. Or it's math. Ew. D, you got a D in math. You hate math, so it's like math. Ew, D. And 03 was the year that you failed math. And it scarred you and burned into your psyche. So that's why you use that username. Yes, it does teach bad dating standards. Interesting talk with my daughters when we were watching Twilight. They all seem to agree, but let's face it. I mean, well, not any girls, but like teenagers, their brains, as an adult watching that movie, you're going, oh, such an unhealthy relationship. But for teenagers, they're like, yeah, that's how I feel. I love them so much. I want to be next to them all the time and stuff. Like, ooh, I just die apart from them and stuff. They always have like, and stuff. I know this because we have young teenage girls as pages here, and that's how they talk. Right? I just kicked the wall. You always say and stuff, like and stuff. Oh man, I just love him so much. Like and stuff. When you're a teen, your brain does not function in the same way. You like so if your character is a teen, maybe you can make them act a little weird, and all is well. I'm not mean to you. I'm being facetious because you have never said like and stuff. So I'm being doubly ironic. I like you're mean to me now, like so mean and stuff. You are funny. Have I ever told you that? It is a joy to work with you. Most of the time. Sometimes you can be a real pain. Anyway, because it's like 20, we're down to 22 minutes now for writing. So get started, people. Pick what you're writing, what you're working on, crack it open, and write and stuff. Write. You are funny. You were funny for like since Shrek and stuff. Like funny and stuff. It was awesome. Don't let me go. I can't sing that song. It is hard. What? Sorry, I was just once again looking to see if Kira showed up, but she hasn't, and that's made me sad. Okay. So, mysterious device, he examines it. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Spends his day. Then I've got 8 scenes. Well, yeah, 7 scenes for the Act 1 break. The Act 1 break. Let's just jump to that. If you don't know how to get to where you're going, maybe it's good you do the mazes and the whatever about the town called Bob. Yes. Welcome to the forest of trees, the town of Bob and King Steve. What's that? No. Man, I get distracted. My brain. Squirrel. Act 1 break. Okay, so my character. Okay. Group arrives. Shop to purchase the device. He starts. Group. Enter. The government. And they want the device as well. Shootout occurs. Kaon grabs file. Stick-ish device and flees. Act 1 break. So now I know where I'm going. Sort of. The forest of trees and the river of water and stone. That's the kind of fantasy novel I want someone to write. I want it to be like ridiculously. Let us go to see King Bob in the kingdom of which is apparently a real place at one time. And now should I work backwards? Like, I know. So he set up. So at some point, because I know the group arrives at his pawn shop to purchase this file, scanned file, a literal fantasy novel where everything is written literally. I like where your head's at, man. So he has to, at some point, I'm going to use this as an exercise. I'm going to have a scene. I don't know where it is yet, so I can shuffle it around. But he has to call and set up an appointment with the rebels or this group. How would he get this message to them? He's smart. But he... I don't know. Okay. Interior. Shop. I've switched it from a lab to a shop, strangely enough. But I like the idea that he's kind of like a pawn shop in his town. So that's what's going to happen. Sits on stool, staring at file stick, flash drive, MacGuffin. Wants to sell. Makes a found poster. On it. Contact. Contact him to claim it. Okay. So, he wants to contact the rebels. Those evil, evil rebels. And so he comes up with a devious plan of making not like a lost kitty kind of poster, but a found. Like, hey, I found this USB stick with a strange file on it. If it's yours, call me at this number and identify what the file is, and I'll return it to you. So we'll see. Prints it up, puts it on window. The phone rings. I like it. Basically, the people are watching his shop 24/7. So when he thinks, I've got this clever plan, and he puts the poster up and phone rings, and he realizes, well, this is a little bit more serious than I thought. They're literally watching me right now. They saw me put the poster up. They know what it's about. So he does that. But there's got to be another scene in there too. Hmm. Yeah. It's easy to think of the scenes that are like the tentpole stuff, but bridging it with with a series of scenes and events is harder than. It's always hard. Stupid story. What would make sense? If you found something, you scanned it. It's amazing. Oh well, that's right. I don't think I have a his lab has been lab is destroyed. Interior. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff in his shop, so I need to start a break. But he's isolated from the rest of the community. That's kind of so maybe he doesn't get out much. And so to the setting which would emphasize that is the same setting, or he would not go out very often. He feels at home here. Shop, lab. Would he sleep there? Because originally I had him staying at a house and is still living with his dad. But the more I think about it, a young guy in his 20s with his own shop and some room in there, yeah, he's not going to live with his dad. He's going to live with morning in lab shop, not dad's house. Okay. So, Kaon returns to lab shop and it has I'm going to say, well, I don't want the yes, it would be a crappy couch in the back. But I mean, come on, you're a single guy in your early 20s living the bachelor life. Crappy couch is probably all you really need. As long as it's got a comfy pillow and a TV and there's like takeout boxes everywhere, like cold pizza that you can just wake up in the morning and like reach out a hand and grab a cold piece of cheese pizza. Heaven. Heaven, man. Then you grow up and you start having to put on your pants when you get up. Lame stuff. Fact been destroyed. Destroyed by city or Kaon deleted object, or not deleted, recycled. Okay, help me out here. Like clean sheets, overrated, man, overrated. Clean sheets and a comfy mattress. If you have room, I suppose. But a couch can be pretty comfortable too. Not really. I haven't had. Yeah, I'm too old to sleep comfortably on a couch. A nap, yes. All night, no. Okay, riddle me this, people. You come into contact or you come into possession of an artifact that is powerful. One side wants it back, or at least they want to keep it out of other people's hands. Another group wants it to like decipher it and figure out its secrets. Now, for purposes of this story, this object needs to be destroyed early on. Would it make more sense to have our protagonist destroy it? I'm not sure. That's like my original thought. I'm going to just highlight. Because he's interested in tech. Even if this is old tech, it's interesting. I don't think he's going to want to like destroy it. I can see him doing like, okay, I'm going to take my little 3D scanner and image it and make like a high definition. No, I don't want it to be by accident either. But I'm thinking, what if he comes into possession of this device? The city, like the government, discovers that he has it. Like maybe there's like when it's stored in a box with everything else, they couldn't detect this thing. They knew it had gotten out somewhere, but they didn't know where. But it was in a crate. It was like probably shielded. They didn't know. As soon as he opened up the box, they knew, oh, we know which village this thing is in, so they can go and get it. He scans it. He wants to study it more, but they just want to keep it out of anyone's hands. So as soon as they get it, they destroy it because they've got their own other version. They don't need this one. This is inconsequential to them because they've already got it. They just want other people to prevent other people from getting one. So I think in their case, they would steal it and disintegrate it. Yeah, it could be radioactive signature, energy emissions. It could be any number of things. But until he opens the crate, I think, and he could probably, could he fiddle around with it? He could like, I'm going to just change one of these things. I am going to, he's interested because he likes tech. He hooks up energy to it and gives off an energy signal. So yeah, like he comes across this piece of tech and it looks like, oh, we could attach some wires to this. Looks like an old battery thing. And yes, exactly. It gets destroyed. The city thinks, or the government thinks, okay, we've dealt with it. They leave, but he's got a high def molecular scan. Like he could rebuild it with the raw materials exactly as it is. Or he could study the structure and recreate the actual device after, like, because it's old, the whole thing, and so it's not quite in functioning order. So he's got the plans for, and he could discover the use. So they think he's gone. It's gone. They don't have to worry about him anymore. They think they leave. So they break him in. I think that makes more sense. For someone who loves technology, I don't think he would do a scan. Well, yeah, he'd rebuild it. Like it's like old and rusted. The stuff that he gets, like the device that he gets, is old, rusted, flattened. It looks like it was on the bottom of the ocean, which it was. So it's encrusted with coral and anyway. But he can, with some help, which he'll get later on, he can reconstruct the original device as it was before it got all kerflunkled. So there's that. So, no. Shop is also ransacked by two groups. Okay. Two separate groups have broken in. The first group, the government destroyed. They got there first. The rebels also broke in later. I'm assuming shortly after, like within an hour. That energy signal. Ooh. I just thought of something else. Homing beacon. So maybe this device was just stored. The government had it. They weren't planning on destroying it. But a rebel spy wanted to smuggle it out of the city to get to them so they could. So he put like a tracking device on it, put it in with a bunch of old stuff that was being shipped off. And all the rebels would have to do is wait for the box to be opened and the homing signal would be detected. However, the government got a wind of this, and so they're all waiting. Both sides are waiting for this homing signal. And as soon as he opened it, it was detected, and the government was just the first one to get to his place first. I like where this is going in my head. Whether it will work, who knows? We shall see. Matthew 03, you're awfully quiet. What if you are also a bot? That would make me sad. Okay, next scene. Well, I think after... Into Kaon's dad's place. Dad is history buff. Professor? How about make him a professor? Oh, you're not a bot. Good to hear. There's so much about Twitch that I don't know. There were some names popping up, and I honestly oh, cool, there's people here. And I'd be talking to them for a long time, trying to get them to engage. And then I did a search on their name afterwards, or their profile, trying to who are they? How'd they discover me? And maybe they follow other streams. And basically it's yep, this person's not real. Made me sad that I had tried to have conversations with people. So, yep, it's a little sad. But I'm glad you are real, my friend. Oh, what? Damn. I don't want to respond to the cloudish. Clicking on things here. I can just talk to you. I don't have to type anything. Anyway, so he goes to his dad, history buff / history professor, to hey, ask about device, shows 3D scans, actual item is too heavy for him to carry. Because our main protagonist, as you may remember, is weak, has problems with his legs, walks with a cane, probably can't carry a big hunk of rusty metal, especially when he's missing an arm. So he would take the 3D scan that he took to his dad's house and say, hey, Dad, what do you think? What's this? However, relationship has been strained for many a year. I'm actually going to write that, many a year, because that's what I like to do. Oh, and it looks like we are approaching, or have approached, 8 o'clock. Do 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 do. That is sad. So very sad. But you know what? I'm okay with it. She didn't show up. Maybe she was scared. Maybe. I don't know. All sorts of things. I'm just trying to figure out. What? You are a person from Rocky? That is excellent. Please, tell me more. Do I know you in person? Have I met you? This is like 20 questions. I know a couple Matthews, so I'm trying to remember if this is one of them. Don't leave me hanging, Matthew'd 03. Well, that narrows it down. Out of a population globally of $7 billion now, or $7 billion, 7 billion people, I now only have to worry about 7,000. So, oh, he's in your grade. Then not the Matthew I was thinking of. However, is this the person that you would like to wake up and have them standing over your bed because your teenage mind does not understand romance and stalking and the difference between the two? Probably not. Dear God. Yes, I take it that means no. Absolutely not. Good to know. It's nice to know that your brain is more highly functional than most teenagers and most young adults. Because let's face it, mine doesn't work very well right now either. I blame it on my my copious consumption of pop. Ah, he's not taller than me. No one's taller than me in my mind. In my mind, I'm like the tallest in the world. People can be close to my height, but they can't be taller. So I don't think I'd feel very comfortable going to like a basketball game, an NBA game, where they're all like a foot taller than me. It would be disconcerting. So I guess I will allow him to be taller than me, but I don't like it. I would appreciate it if we met Matthew'd 03 to take off your shoes before you meet. And also let me know you're coming so I can wear shoes with like 2-inch heels. Just help me feel better about myself. Anyway, I hope you guys got some writing done this week, today, right now, in the last hour. I got a few more scenes kind of jotted down, which I appreciate. And I'll probably do a little bit more. My goal for before next week is to fill up the rest of these cards. I've got a few more scenes to do, and then I will have Act 1 done. Then I will plot out, because I mean, we only got like 8 more days before July starts. That's Camp NaNoWriMo, people. 8 more days to get going. So get plotting. Even if like, yeah, I want to get to Act 2, even though I'm probably not going to be able to write the screenplay, the whole thing in the month. It would be nice to get the first half. No, that's probably even too much. The first act written. If I can get the first act plotted out and written by the end of July, I would be pleased. And then maybe July, August, September, October, I can work on Act 2. And November can be my Act 2. And you can do it too, peoples. I believe in you. Except for you, I just kicked the wall. I don't believe in you anymore. No, sir. You've hurt me too many times. Well, It's just because I'm starting to think you're a figment of my imagination because I haven't seen you around lately. And when you are around, it's usually after I've drunk a lot of pop. And so I'm starting to think maybe hallucination, especially the red hair. Where did that come from? Except from a diseased mind. When is your hair going back to its regular color? You're not going to like dye it back, or you're just going to let it grow out. Okay. Not that there's anything wrong with red hair. I love red hair. It's just, it's weird. It's weird to see it on you. So, anyway, thanks for stopping by, everyone. You were lovely. And sending a big digital hug to all of you. Not a creepy hug, just a normal, like, hey, how you doing? Kind of bro hug, for lack of a better word. And I will see you next week. Pick your goal of writing and or plotting your plot, planning your plot, plotting your plan. Regardless, get something done this week because July is coming. And when that's coming, I think we should focus on actual writing. That's what I need to focus on. Because, hey, one of us has to become famous. And it probably is not going to be me. So I'll see you next week. Have a good writing week, people.